Yeah. What's up, guys? Hope y'all doing well. Gonna be doing some hippo chess. Y'all know what we about. Y'all know what we doing here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, hippo chess. I got a tournament in 2 days. Goodness, 2 days. So this should be another good warm up. Did a stream last night. That was fun. So thought, hey, let's knock another one out here. Why not? Let's knock it out. Okay. So yeah, and maybe some tiger in there too. Tiger's modern. That could be good. Hold up, wait a minute. Yeah, tiger, hippo. Those are kind of the two I've been messing with recently. Okay, so yeah, I mean you got a lot of different things. You got out of the modern defense, which is how I start the hippo. You got a lot of different stuff you can do. Okay. All right, we're gonna get going in just a minute here. Just a minute here. You recognize that? What sound is that? This is Sports Center. I think that's still I haven't been in a hotel room watching Sports Center in a while, but I think that's still their thing. Maybe I'm old. Maybe I'm showing my age. I don't know. I am bald. Okay. All right, guys. Rapid chess. Let's just get it going here. All right. Okay, so 1, 2. Next touch. And 3. 1, 2, 3. And then keep it moving here. Oh, interesting. I think I was given points back, guys. Okay, so last night there was, for those of you that were on last night's stream, there was one game where I wondered if my opponent cheated, and it looks like chess.com gave me those points back. Because when I went to bed, I was 24.89, so looks like they gave me those points back. I very rarely bring up cheating. I mean, I'm talking maybe once every 3 years or something, but he was just playing very non-human moves and very quickly, and I felt like there were some straightforward, natural human wins, and he wasn't going for those. He was playing pretty weird, so and perfectly, really. So, and then I go to his account. I go to his account last night just to see, and this year he was rated under 1,000, and now he's 2,300. So, you know, guys, I'm all for improving at chess, but you know, gaining 1,700 to 1,800 points in a year is not feasible. On top of that, his bullet rating is 147. So stuff didn't add up. Looks like I got some points back, so that's cool. All right, on to this game. We got here those. Look, I mean, if I tuck the knight, they push. Part of me wants to just castle. I'm gonna castle. If queen up, then I can either go g5 or king up to h7. Yeah, Roger. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. I was a little relieved once I saw that his rating went like this for, I mean, his account's like 10 years old or so. Well, no, 13 years old. His account was like this for 13 years, and then this year he gets to gain 1,700 points. And his, I mean, look, if you're 2,300, you're not going to have a rating of 100 online. So, yeah, come on. But, so at least I'm not going crazy. Okay, F5. F5 looks good to me. F5, they take, I take. Rook flies in, though. I take, they take, I take, they take. I don't know. I don't know about that one. Huh. I could just go g5. I could go knight f6. I'm gonna go knight f6. Play it slow. Slow hippo, good hippo. Hodge, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Oh wow, 2000. Yeah, I feel like 2000's like the gold standard. A lot of players really want to hit. So that's awesome that you're getting close to it. Yeah, I mean, what are the big 1,000? I mean, probably the two biggest ones are 1,000 and 2,000, right? Yeah, 1,000 and 2,000. And then, I mean, I guess you could add 3,000 in there, but who's hitting that? Not many players. Not many at all. Yeah, so here there are different things that white can try. If d5, I lock it up. So e5, yeah. So they push that guy. I take. Okay. Bishop's active. Taking doesn't help me, though. This might be a situation where I like this, kind of, but they run and my knight could get trapped. Now I have potentially knight c6 as well, which I think I'm just going to do that. Knight c5 looks solid too. Okay. The main concern I have is this move at some point. But now I get off. If I could get a rook to d1, d8 that is, or near square Solomon, that would be good. Here. I have 3, they have 2, and then the queen. So here, 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 here. Yeah, that's not good. Could go a5. Or knight c5. Good move. G5 or Queen E8 or this. That's ugly though. That's ugly. That is ugly. And if I go here, they do a little in-betweener. Okay. Pretty ugly positioning for my queen. At the same time, that's weakened. So white can either gambit the pawn, I think, or go back. Okay, knight b5. Do I want to get my queen out of there? Not really. Bishop e4. So that's a pin. Could offer a trade. I don't mind that. I'm cramped, so any trades I can get I think are good. That. Okay. Ah, nice tactic. I did not see that move. Dang. Good move. Here, and then they do a little in-betweener. I can't keep taking, so now I'm down the exchange. That's just lovely. Okay, well, life goes on, I guess. A4. I'm just down the exchange. I'll try to play fast and just see if see if I can cook something up on time, but I'm already down 230. But yeah, just, I mean, at this point, I feel like that's all I can do, right? Play fast. Just try to see if white gives me something. That's about all I can do. Nice tactic, though. Okay. My knight is a good knight, I'll say that. My bishop's not the best. So there's a couple ways of trying to improve that piece. D1 is not covered yet, so maybe they'll run back, I don't know. I don't know if... I was going to say, I don't know if they want this. That bishop does hold things together pretty well, though. Yeah, so queen f3. Let's just try this. And they're going to check me. And then takes. They threaten mate. That's not fun at all. Queen comes in. Queen comes in. Rough start. That's okay though. Here, let's see. Let's see where I went astray. Very interesting. It likes e5. That's very rare to like e5. But even this is fine. Okay, that's a little passive though. Knight c5, knight f5. Okay, good to know. That gives me a little more space to... Oh, I don't want to game review that. That gives me a little more space to work with there. All right. Captain G, what up, man? One, two, three. Okay, so this is... I could either go Hippo with this, or I could go d5. I'm going to go d5. When they go this 3-pawn center right away without knight c3, this can be a good option. This is not a Hippo, but this is a curveball you guys can throw in there, those of you that do play the Hippo. Against just a straight up 3, not with the knight on c3, because the knight would just take. But if they just do this straight up, you can play d5. That's a good option. All right, so yeah, I mean, I'll offer a bishop trade there. Offer a bishop trade. You go here, here, here. c5 basically is the idea. Okay, so h3. Yeah, so whenever they do this, h4 becomes an option at the very least. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Because now I'm locking that in. I could take... Look at this, right? Here, this is a good move to throw in there. I'll start with that. Okay, bishop. That's actually a good maneuver by them, because that really covers some good dark squares, I'd say. E4, fast, classical, well below master. Yeah, I'd say so. There's a lot of lines in there. It's like I forget already, 18 or 19 hours. I think it can work. It works up to the master level, I'd say, and maybe beyond that too. But yeah, you can definitely use it no matter what your level. A lot of lines. It's a lifetime repertoire, so you can just start with what you want to start with and just build it out. See what your opponents play. That is the one thing that can be, I don't know what your rating is, that's the one thing that can be a bit challenging, is like you study all this theory and then none of your opponents play it because based on your rating. But yeah, that's definitely something that can happen, but I think it still benefits you. C6. So that's a threat. I think I can castle. No. I was going to go for this, but the rook is defended, so... Never mind, never mind, never mind, yeah. Okay, Rook C8. Maybe C5, I don't know. C5, castling. White might start trying to finagle their way in here. King H2. Here, I mean, castling does weaken H4, but who cares, right? Because I got it well covered. Bishop H6 could come soon. Maybe G5. Maybe G5. Maybe C5. Those are kind of the ideas I'm looking at. Oh, 1800? Yeah, 1800 for sure. Yeah, 1800 for sure. Going to be a lot of lines. CARO-KANN, French, Sicilian. Yeah. The phone henning against the CARO-KANN has been a lot of fun for me lately. The delayed wing gambit, I love that. The French, you got... What did I cover on the course on the French? I should know this. I'm gonna have to go look. I've covered so many openings through teaching and on the channel and stuff, but okay, knight b6. But yeah, it's really made for club level players that are trying to take it to the next tier. Knight b6. Yeah. C5 actually looks maybe decent. Takes. Maybe not. Okay, I'll just start with that. The two knights, I love it against the CARO-KANN. I have a Chessable course on it, or I'm the presenter for the course on Chessable. If you look up on Chessable, the two knights attack versus the CARO-KANN. Russ Southern is the author, and then I presented it. But yeah, the two knights attack is very solid, and I mean a lot of GMs play it, so it's obviously sound. Okay, Bishop H6. I mean, I got to play that at some point, right? Queen D5 looks interesting. Queen D5 looks good too. I'm going to start with this. Yeah, I haven't really played the two knights against the French. Against the Caro, I have a lot of games with it. Russ Southern put me onto that through the Chessable course. But French, I've done the delayed wing gambit. Not delayed wing gambit, that's against the Sicilian. I've done the wing gambit. I've done the cowboy attack. Yeah, a number of things. Let me look real quick actually at what. Okay, that's right. I looked at the Papaticulae Gambit. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun against the French. Papaticulae Gambit. Okay, so it's basically you play E4, you see the French, and then you play B3 on move 2. And then when you see D5, you just fianchetto your bishop. You let them take your pawn. Often you get that pawn back, and if black tries to hang on to it too much, they actually give you a really nice attack. But yeah, it's crazy how many gambits are out there. Gambits, attacks, you name it. Knight c4. Here. 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 That's good for me. Here, here. Here, maybe? I mean, if they go back, I have 2 and then 3 attackers. I also like c5 at some point, but I do got to be cautious of knight d6. All right, knight here. 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 Or I just do that. No, that's ugly. Here. Interesting. Let's start with this. If takes, I gotta take. Thank you, Hodge. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of fun. I mean, I feel like in the last few years, I've finally been kind of finding my stride with aggressive e4 openings. It took me a while, though. It's hard. It's hard finding stuff you like against those options. Here. No. Here. Check. They run. Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll go. Throw my knight in there. Check. Doesn't quite work. My pawn structure is obliterated. Bishop. Pawn. Or that. G2 is vulnerable. Of course, I got tripled freaking isolated pawns. Rook in there seems a little dicey. A little dicey. Although I guess the good news then is that there's only one defender on f1. So that rook has to be careful. My plan here is rook g8. one way or another, and then just attack with that grip I have on G3. That's the idea here. Check. I mean, if they just run though, right? What's that accomplish? So, okay. That's covered now. Maybe I sack the knight and then fly in there. That doesn't look terrible. That doesn't look terrible. Did I sleep? Barely. But yes. Queen F2. So we definitely have pressure. I mean, I don't think anyone's arguing against that. Knight H4. Dicey. Both sides got good activity. I'm not seeing how to break through here right now. Ooh, maybe this? If the king steps back, I win. Okay. Yeah, Pep, remind us what the Tiger Woods modern is. Something about driving a car or something. Okay, rook c3 here. Takes. I can't take that way. Rook b3. Okay. You'd think there's something here. Queen over. It's like not a lot of time left to think through everything. But I like this idea. We definitely got some attackers. Okay, and then here we can go double check. Game over. All right. That was a pretty mate. That was fun. Okay. All right. There we go. The usual taking of the time against this move. So yeah, we got good. The big question is where that pawn's going to go. That's going to impact a lot. So c6, that's a very solid setup. Okay. So we're in our Hippo now. Okay, so they're going, R.I.P. Daniel. They're going for the Daniel Naroditsky setup of this and then swinging the knight over to g6. G4, because that's weak. I don't want to play g4 because of h4. I could go knight f3. I'm going to do that. Queen up. Okay, if I want this bishop, I can have it. That is... Nah. I thought about it, but that's just still not great. C4 is totally fine. I'm going to... You know what? This is crazy, guys. I'm going to go queen... No, I'm not. Am I? Yeah, queen b1. Why the b1 knight last? I usually develop my queen side and then develop my king side, then my queen side. The king side move order of the Hippo matters a lot. But once you get that done, the queen side, you can go knight first, bishop first. It doesn't really matter. I don't even know what I do most games if I switch or not. I feel like I switch, but it doesn't matter at that point. Okay. So I'm going to A2, and then A1's the idea. E4, we reroute, or we take. And then maybe drop. Here. Looks fine. This looks fine as well, I think. Let's finish the whole reason we did this. G7's definitely loose. I mean, F6 maybe. What's making that noise? Do y'all ever have something that makes noise and you're like, what is that? Ah. I see the culprit here. Okay, black's taking their time. I mean, G7, yeah, so F6, that's very standard looking move. Here, here. Ooh, C4 maybe. I don't mind C4. Or this. That looks solid. If I go C4, they run though. Okay, I'm gonna go here. I was looking at sacks, but I think I'm fine. Yeah, that's a good idea. Saving the bishop, yeah, especially when you're seeing those central pawn pushes, because you want to keep your bishop on C1 if you see a lockup in the center with D4, E4. So that makes sense. I was just talking to a student about that actually the other day. Knight takes. So the queen's going to take. That's threatened. I castle. If knight there, check maybe, and then run back. I don't know. Okay, H5 instead. Knight F4, they take, I take, they push. C4. I like C4. I got to strike at some point in the center here. Takes, takes. Rook D5 is an idea. Here, 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 here. So I give up a pawn, but I get the exchange if they take twice. I think. Here, here. I don't think that's good for black. Okay, maybe I'm missing something, but I think that's fine. Yeah, that looks fine to me. Attack those. Got a pin there. Here. Okay, I could take the knight, but can I get more here is the question. Check. They run. Attacking the rook doesn't work. Here, here. No, that's not good for them either. It is kind of scary though. Although I guess they just run back, maybe. Okay. I suppose this is an option. The rook is then pinned to the queen and it's attacked. If the rook goes here, I take the rook cleanly, and I'm still looking at that. I think I'm winning. Rook e5. Yeah, so I take the rook. Right? Just take the rook. Could I do this? Takes, here. Here. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Okay, fine. So I take the rook. Gotta take the queen, right? Knight. Rook flies in. Okay, so up the exchange. But of course I got a freaking bishop. And that knight is a knight. Good news though, this check could be pretty active, I feel like. Check. That's not good for them. Maybe there? Or there? Okay, there. We have a pin. Okay. I don't want to help that knight. Don't want to help that guy out. I'm all for helping people out, you know what I mean? But not the knight. Not the knight. G5, takes. That pawn is annoying. But that's a threat. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is rook here, check here. I run. They gotta check me. That's a little unclear. Takes. King up. That looks pretty solid. I could just run over too. That's probably more principled. Okay, I'll just try to keep it simple. pawn up. Maybe check. King up. Yeah, that looks good. Ah, the hippo. Where is the hippo wig? I don't even know where it is right now, man. I lost the hippo wig, guys. I don't know where the wig's at. I'm gonna have to find that thing. Okay, that is a pretty direct pin. I just got to get there. I don't think black can get out of this. Okay. All right, playing black. If they go G3, I might... Oh. Okay, well, if they did go G3, sometimes I just fit B6 in there really quick so I can get that fianchetto off before their bishop's there sometimes. Okay, I'm fine with this because there's no F-pawn coming. Even if there was, I've been playing that lately and doing pretty okay with it. I don't do okay with H5 though, unless there's a pawn on F4. Like in the Tigers Modern, sometimes you just play H5. I've tried it. I got wiped. I got wiped by like a freaking 11-year-old in a tournament. These kids are engines nowadays. D4. Okay. This might just turn into like a tiger. Okay. A6, B5. Keep doing our thing. Hippo ears. You know, the other day, guys, I was looking up hippo costumes. I might have to pull a hippo costume out. You know, I don't know. Okay, A4. At this point, guys, let's just go full hippo with this, you know? I mean, yeah, let's try it out. They also have a 2-pawn center, which is not scary at all because these guys can't push right now. I'm not saying this is not a, you know, there's no worries here. I'm just saying right now, unless those knight moves, those pawns are kind of stuck. White could try sacking too, but that's generally a bad idea. Okay, bishop E3. Let's... Maybe I wait on that for a second. Just wait on it. Because sometimes in these positions, guys, knight F6 can be good. Boom, boom, right. That could be a good spot. I mean, my knight on E7, I know it's the hippo, but I feel like, where's that knight going to go after that, right? Based on that H5 pawn, there's not even anywhere to tuck it. Okay. So E4 is attacked, knight D2, E5 maybe? D5. E5 is a very hippo-like formation. I could go C5 as well. Ooh, C5 looks interesting. I like this. I'm like blending the tiger and the hippo a little bit here, but I think it might work. This guy just said he watches my vids. That's cool. All right, d5. That weakens e5. I tuck, I jump in. Is that the idea here, guys? Or I go e5. See this, if this was a tournament, this is where I'd spend like 20 minutes thinking about this. e5, they take. Well, if e5, it might just be a draw because my bishop's locked up and these are taken away. e6 is more risky though. Or I just develop. I'm gonna drop this guy back so that I didn't want to play here because I know I'm looking at e5, but if knight c4, then if I play knight e5, I need a bishop supporting this because I don't want to take with the pawn. That'd be bad. So I don't want double pawns there and that d pawn to have leverage on me forever. So I'm thinking e5 is available. Like if they push, take, I could go knight e5 potentially, bishop e5, bishop d4. Let's see, knight c4, I could offer a trade. That's fine with me. And then my bishop takes back and I have a grip on f4 and knight d7. Just keep funneling pieces into e5 is the idea here. Okay, f3, so that's a very quiet move. Okay. We'll throw our knight into the mix. Sometimes these positions end up being a draw because like both sides lock up the squares that you can break on. But it just depends how white wants to play this. Okay, knight c4. So they're going for a trade. I'll just keep developing. They can take on their own time, at least right now. I'll just throw a developmental move in there. And then look to take back. Which I don't know how that helps white, actually, if they take. Because, yeah, that's not good for them. Because then it really just trading these off. Because my knight would have replaced. Is that crazy? Takes, here, here, here. Yes, that is crazy. Okay, never mind. Queen d2. Castling's kind of wild. I want to play f5, but if I play e6, I'm cooked. f5. Okay, I guess we'll take. Funnel in. Maybe bishop c8. Bishop c8. Boom, boom, boom. A lot of maneuver in here. I guess they're going for c4 maybe. I don't like that though. I might regret this deeply. Wait, no, I'm not going to castle. I was going to castle, but why? You know what I mean? I'm just going to play f5. I don't need the rook here. My bishop covers it, so I don't need to commit to this. Because if I do that, maybe white, you know, sacks and goes crazy on me. f4 would be good spacing. as well. Okay, never mind. Bishop takes. Good move. Okay, I guess I'm castling. I don't want to castle queenside there with those bishops. C3. I could push. I could do a little push there. But the bishop gains scope. I could go here. Takes, 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 bishop takes. Check. Knight blocks, maybe? I like the compensation I get there. Okay, they don't want any part of that. Queen e8. Maybe. If they take, I do have that as an option, but then I get forked. Check. He said sub to Timor's Tactics, guys. Okay. Apparently this guy has a channel. I didn't know that. Go subscribe. I'll check him out after the stream's over. Queen e8. It's like almost good, I think. Oh, you know what? Here takes. If they take me, I take here, check. If they go here, takes here, here takes check, here. Here. Okay, my intuition is telling me this, so I guess we'll see. There, takes. Didn't have time to calculate. Is my intuition correct or incorrect? Time will tell. Takes, here, king runs, rook flies in. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, fair enough. Bishop back. If the rook wants to offer, well, trap my queen, then I get two rooks out of the deal. So can the rook run away? Maybe. How do I get out of this? know if there's a way out. Huh. Yeah, well played. That doesn't work. I guess I'll try this. Check. Down 3 now. Check. No. Check. No. Okay, I'll pin this knight. That loses for them. King C, King D3. It's getting kind of wild. AC4. Okay, their king cannot move. This king's stuck. But I'm down 4 points. Can my queen work some magic here? I don't know. Huh. G4 is guarded. It's probably going to be one of my next moves here. Okay. Check. Doesn't work. I guess I'm doing it though. Check. I'm pinned. Rook takes. I mean, I'm getting one of those, right? Check. Nice, checkmate. Nice. Walter win. who's this? Ah, all right. When are Hippo shirts coming? They already are. I dropped it, but Walter, don't buy one. I got one on your way. But okay, all right. I sent one. But yeah, Hippo shirts are available now on the merch store. So this is okay. Maybe we'll see this. I don't know. C5. That's interesting. That's pretty committal. Okay. I just always play that if there's tension here. I don't want that being taken. Takes. I should have played A4. I don't know what I'm doing here. Should have played A4. I takes. Yeah, it's not great. Huh. All right, well. Here, no. Here? No. Here? I'll try that. B6. F4 looks interesting, to say the least. I don't think it's good though. E4 is also not great. Yeah. 92. Goodness. Wait. Your boy is tired. F5. Okay, F5. That's a setup. I gotta give it to black. E4, takes, push. No. F4 maybe. I don't want that battery RAM becoming a thing. So now if pushing takes, could work. Do I have to? Takes. That actually helps them. Push is also not fun. I guess I'll throw my knight into the mix. I want to, yeah. I'm just trying to cover a3 in case they take. Then a3 is covered. You know what I mean? In another lifetime, guys, I'd love to be a rapper. You know what I mean? Make hip hop. Maybe R&B. Okay. But I'm not good at those at all. Okay. So that's why we're here. Rook a5. Taking is still bad. Here. I mean, I kind of want to take, but I don't know. I don't know with that knight coming in. Takes here. Knight comes in. Here? I guess I'll try it. I guess I'll try it. Here. Okay. Oh, nice. Is that documentary out yet? I don't think it is. The Netflix one on Hans? That's funny. Hopefully that gives chess another big boom in terms of trending popularity. Here. Would I rather have a knight or a bishop? I might take the knight just because I know that I'm worse here, and knights are tricky. Never resign if you have a knight, you know what I mean? So they're going to push. Maybe there? I don't know. Maybe there. Yeah, I guess that's true. They don't have to push. Chekarunsky. And then rook over is the idea. King over. looking at that guy now. I have this rank covered. Here, check. The king can't move. The knight would block, though. Or wait, timeout. If here, I just fork. So that doesn't work. Well, I guess they could check. Takes. But why would they do all that? That would result in mate on h7. So, goodness, draw an arrow, right? If there was just a way to... I mean, that pawn is pretty annoying. And of course my rook's looking at that queen. I mean, yeah, if I could just get rid of those, that'd be good. And then that pawn right there defends the rook. So the queen c3 idea doesn't work as well. But, I mean, you know. So how do they guard this? Rook d8? I come in. They step off, maybe? I guess if rook d8, this is also a possibility. Interesting. I might go knight g5 against that and just try to eye up some squares. Okay, so queen e7. I mean, here... If rook comes over, check. The knight blocks. Yeah. A lot going on here. The battle of the four knights. Good move. Opening up e2. So maybe... Oh, wait. Can I do this first? No. Check. So... Okay. I'll just pin this knight again. King g8. Check. Maybe I get away with that, but I think the rook flies in, and then queen, rook d2, queen e1, queen back, queen here, checkmate. Okay, h6. I mean, is this what we're doing, or are we just going crazy against that knight? Here. Oh wait, I have an idea. So knight f3. If rook b3, I take it. And then I take their rook. So I don't think that works. Maybe knight e5 next. That would lose the game. I mean, of course there's a million things I could do, including that. Queen e3. Takes. No. Check. Here. Check. I think I'm cooked. I think I'm cooked. Knight takes. That doesn't work. Because they take on d2 with either one. There doesn't work. That's a good move. Queen. I don't want to drop my knight either. I mean, I kind of have to take. But then once I take, the knight flies in. Take. They take my rook. Alright, I think this is just over. Well played. Good game. Yeah. I always talk about this, guys. When you see a pawn on a5 and c5, you got to play a4, and I just didn't. There's a lapse there. For some reason. Okay. Pawn up. Okay, are we doing a London here? Or a Joblava? Okay, and then we're back into the tiger. Put the bishop's on f4, which blocks f2, which I'm fine with. Okay, now we're into a more classical setup. Fine. Or traditionalist. The only reason I'm not playing e6 so fast is because I thought maybe they were going to try to maul me over here. But this is a different story. Because now you got two pieces blocking f2. Two of them. Okay. Finish out the hippo. I like this position. Castling kingside, knight took, two pawns in the center. The rook comes closer. That can't happen. That can't happen. That can't happen. We don't look at those. That can't happen. I guess I could tuck. Tuck the knight. If they push, I could push. Potentially, but b3, and that's not going to happen. So yeah, if they push e5, I take the knight. Never mind. I just take the knight. The pawn structure's obliterated. Okay, so they go queen e2. That could mean they're going for e5. It could just mean they're playing queen e2. Here. Takes. Here. Or I castle. I could castle. But then queen back, king up, h5. Yeah. Pawn up. That's a little scary. You know, if we're just keeping it real here, guys, that's just a little scary. I'm going to do it, though. Might have to play some defensive chess, though. If queen d... I don't want to play h5 there. That's pretty weakening, I feel like. Okay, wait. h5. Well, they go here first. King h7, h5, g5. Takes, check, h8. Okay, they're just doing something else. Knight d1. That's not good. Okay, c5. They guard. That's fair. f5. I don't mind this idea. I don't mind that. Just so that maybe f5 becomes more of a possibility. Because if they take on e6, there's no check. I'm not even sure if I'll play it, but feels a little more secure there. Knight g8 could be played if the queen wants to, you know, threaten that guy. Queen d2, okay. Well, in that case, I'll guard it. So h6 is solid. Knight e3. That does weaken e4 a touch. f5 takes. So that's the threat. Right. If they take, okay, they push. Huh. Well, I will gladly use my bishop there to mess up the pawn structure. Okay, take on d4. I don't think I need to push. I could go there. Eh. Okay, I'll take first. Take first, and then fly in. Okay, guys, those of you that play the Hippo, gotta use those bishops to win material, mess up pawn structure, you name it. Okay, knight comes back. The nice thing with the knight on g2 is that if it doesn't come back, I have knight d5. That'd be very solid. That's a good knight. I do feel like I got to get my rooks over here, though. Because right now they're not doing much. They're just kind of hanging out. I don't know. Doing a whole bunch of nothing. Doing a whole bunch of nothing. I mean, bishop c2. Boom. Right? That seems logical. Almost no matter where the queen goes, I do have an option of attacking the queen. Almost. I mean, I guess queen e2 is the exception. Queen c1. Yeah, queen e2. I'd love to win that pawn. It is pretty solid, though. Okay. Improve the rooks. Maybe knight c4. Nah, knight d5 is just solid, I think. Bishop h2. Rook c4. Jonathan, what's up, man? Rook c4. I mean, white's probably wanting to get that in. Do I just improve my bishop? That seems fine to me. Bishop b3. We attack the rook. I'm wanting trades here because I'm up a pawn. Although, wait, I don't want this trade. Takes, 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 takes to have a passer. Heck no. Heck no. Is that better? That might be better. Because then if they take, I still have access to the file, but my rook's not distracted from my knight. Plus, maybe this becomes an option. I don't know. I mean, bishop h6, that rook's going to have to leave anyways, one way or another. Or c2. c2 could work. Yeah, the rook's pretty... Okay, rook d1 here. But then they take. Okay, so I'm just going to do this to start. I guess they could run away. I don't know. Okay, f4. So that makes my bishop worse. It also makes their bishop worse. Like a lot worse. But it makes their queen more powerful though. h4. I kind of want to do that. But can I get away with that? Probably not. Yeah, they just take it after they take here. Okay, fine. We'll take there. That's a weakness. It just is. All right. I always love pushing pawns in front of my king, guys. I got a problem. h4 to h3. Maybe g5. And then take. And then I think pawn here works. Here, here. Never mind. Never mind on that. Maybe I tuck. I don't know. Or that, actually. Timeout. Rook g8 is a good idea. That would kind of fix a lot of my problems, actually. We'll see what white does here, though. Because they could go, I mean, they could go attack my queen. And I can't take it. So I don't think I could take it. Maybe. No, I can't take it. King H1. Okay. So we're not threatening anything, but it's just good to have that pressure, right? I'm thinking maybe about Queen G4 as well to just take some space. Because if I offer a trade, they got to take it. Good for me. Or they got to run away. Good for me. Pretty universal chess rule that a lot of players. That's probably the biggest mistake I see players making. Like, they don't think enough about material. Like some have told me, you know, I think too much about material. I'm thinking too materialistically. I'd say you're probably not thinking materialistically enough. And no, I don't mean in real life. Okay? That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about chess. In chess, be materialistic. Most chess games come down to one pawn at the highest levels. Even at my level, most of my games are one pawn. Let alone GMs, right? Let alone Magnus Carlsen. So one pawn decides games. Queen G4. If they take, I take, I hold my pawn. Like if they run, I could offer a trade again. Take, take. No, I lose my pawn. Interesting. Queen D3. I kick. They go here. I take. Take, take. Okay. So if they're there, I have the 1, 2. There, I have check. They got to go back to G2. Okay, so that's, I don't think that works for them. Where else can the queen go, though? Those are taken away. That's taken away. That's taken away. They could trade. Right. That's about it, I think. They could take here first. Does that change things? Queen D3, H3. Okay, so we go with our H3 line. And then if there, I have check. And then G2 is cooked, right? All right, guys. Here's the thing. I'm just being weird, but I'll be back in a second. I got to use the restroom. That's just the truth. Okay, so give me a second. I'll be back. In the meantime, let's see if we can get this thing on frame here. Let's see if we can make this work. Freaking. This thing gonna topple over on me. Okay, it's not the best view, but there you go. There's a hippo. Shout out to Walter. We back. Okay, look. I like hippos, okay? I like the Hippopotamus Defense. Just watch this, okay? Hippo. Hippo. Shout out to Luke and Zion if you're watching this. Hippo. Shout out to Luke and Zion if you're watching this. Shout out to Walter for the hippo gift. And then I got like a bunch of these guys. A bunch of them. Okay. This guy. Okay. All right. You get the point. All right. Back to chess. Do I coach one-on-one? Yes, I do. I do private chess lessons. Link in the description below. Let me just make sure it's down there. It always is, but yeah. If you go down to the description below, you got a bunch of my courses, and you got the private chess lessons link as well. So you can just reach out to me there, and we can just talk about scheduling and all that. But all right, c5, bishop g2. Okay, how's black going to go about this? Are they going to go 3-pawn center, 4-pawn center? What are we at right now? 24.95. Okay. Yeah, I've been going up and under 25 for a while now. All right. I'm just going to fit that move in real quick, just so I can take that diagonal before black, annoys me. Even if they do that, it's still playable, but how much an hour? You could just reach out on the link and we could talk about all that. Would you like to do the impossible? What are you talking about? The impossible? What, the Impossible Burger or something? That vegan stuff? I'm good. All right, castle looks fine. Bishop e6. That's a good move to throw in just because the bishop tension, right? So you never know when things will break open in some kind of way, whether it's e4 or me playing f4 or this kind of situation where they go e4 and then they check me. I need to have that bishop guarded. Okay, and that's pretty, I mean, honestly, even if you don't play the hippo, if you play other openings, that's still applicable. Applicable or applicable? I've heard both. Applicable is probably the better one, right? King h2. the candidates are interesting too. I haven't been following it too closely, but that young kid is, I think, 4 for 4 last I checked. Vishy Anand had him with good chances before the tournament started, so he's in really good form. Just beat Caruana. The women as well been playing some great chess. One of the checkmates by, I think, Zhao was incredible. Amazing checkmate. Yeah, Sindarov, yeah. Yeah, bro is on a mission. Bro is a dog. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Bro is a dog. Ain't no way around that. Okay, D8. Yesterday I saw a post where Magnus Carlsen said that he's going to go back for the World Championship title. You know, and I'm thinking, what? The World Championship title. He said he's tired of sitting back and watching everybody fight for it. He's going to go back and beat Kukesh. And then I realized it was April 1st. So it took me a second. Here, I think that works fine. Yeah, I think we'd all love to see Magnus come back again. That would be so much fun. So good for chess, I think. It's a weird period. Like, at least in my lifetime, there's never been like, you know, the best player walks away and then everyone kind of knows who the best is, but we're still fighting for the World Championship. I mean, they are. It's just, I don't know. It's a trip. I mean, some might argue the last time that happened was Bobby Fischer. Here, okay, I'll get back on that, but I gotta think for a second. F4 here. Takes here. I don't mind it. Yeah, I mean, I actually think, I'm about to piss some of you off. I actually think that Bobby Fischer is the most overrated player of all time. Of course, there was all the political stuff, so a lot of Americans like him a lot. I mean, probably other places too, but a lot of Americans love Bobby Fischer. And he, you know, he was a great chess player. He was a terrible guy. Some really bad views, but or not a role model, I'll say that. We've all fallen short, right? But yeah, the FIDE had their regular tournament. Magnus Carlsen, he wanted certain, or not Magnus Carlsen, Bobby Fischer wanted certain demands reached or taken care of, and I felt like the demands were pretty out there. So yeah, and then he walked away. So that might be a moment where, you know, people feel like the best player walked away, but he also walked away. So, you know, we can sit here all day and say that Bobby would have won this, he would have won that, he would have won 10 years. Well, he didn't. So, anyways, there's my hot take. It's like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan won 6 championships. If he won 1 and then walked away, it's like, we're not going to call him the GOAT. So, I'm not saying, look, I still have Bobby Fischer as one of the top chess players of all time. I just don't have him as the greatest of all time. I go back and forth between Kasparov and Magnus. Those are top 2 for me. Some throw Morphy in there based on the time period as well, but which is totally valid. But I don't think Bobby Fischer is close to being the greatest of all time. Maybe top 10, but okay, there you go. You guys can come after me now. All right, D4. Push. Oftentimes in these positions, it's funny. Knight C4 can actually be good. If I push, yeah. If I usually pushing is good, but now it's not because my F2 pawn's not there, so I can't push and take away E5. So my dark squares get sliced and diced. Yeah, Bobby was a great attacking player. Very strong attacking player. But he walked away before he was going to face Karpov, so... Yeah. Takes. Some say he was scared of Karpov. I don't know. Do you guys think he was scared of playing Karpov? Or do you think there wasn't any fear there at all? Takes. 94. I guess I don't have to take this right now, though. I could do this right now. Or this. I'm going to do that. Knight of 3. Knight of 5. I mean, I will say FIDE is has a terrible history, okay, of being corrupt. Were they corrupt against Bobby? I mean, Bobby didn't want draws to count, so, you know, is that partly because of the Karpov matchup? I don't know. But as an organization running a tournament, if you don't have draws count, it can go on for months. Of course, FIDE had the whole Kasparov versus Karpov thing. Karpov was up 5-1. Kasparov won 2 in a row months in, and then FIDE pulled the plug because they didn't want Kasparov to win. But, you know how life be. Knight takes d5. Drew, what's up, man? Takes. I don't like that, though. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of that guy. Get rid of this guy. Elephant Heart, what's up, man? I like that I'm trading. I am honestly concerned that my rooks are worse than blacks, especially this one. So that is something to keep an eye on. But, okay, here. That's the obvious move. Is there anything else? I don't think so. Pawn takes. Okay. Well, in that case, bishop, rook, queen, rook. That's not fun. I could offer a trade, actually. They check. I block. Yeah. That is a good move. I did not see that. I was looking at this. Here. I guess. And then c2 falls. I could offer a trade, which I don't want to trade, but I'm getting attacked. I'm guessing they'll run away because they're more active there. But we'll see. Bishops of opposite color would be nice, but that's not the situation. Queen c7, queen f3. I'm just going to have to start playing fast. That doesn't work. Ay, ay, ay. This is no good. That's not good. At all. Yeah, this is bad. That's bad. Rook F1. Here, here. Bishop A3. Does attacking the queen do anything? Maybe. At least if the rook flies in at some point, I have the option of check, potentially. Queen G4. Takes rook E3. Oh wait, rook C8 though. Okay, so they go there. So okay, that's an idea. So they stop that. Queen F3. Maybe. I could check, but okay, Queen E6. Check takes, but the king gets out. But then I pin. Okay, that could be good. So there's a potential pin there. That doesn't work. That's an idea. That's an idea. Rook E7. Check. There. Okay, I'll start with this. Throw my rook in there. Queen E6. Oh. They could have just took me. Check. This is bad. Yeah, taking on G8 was better. Yeah, well played. Yeah, I blundered the pawn there and then it just fell apart. Okay, let's get back into the win column here. Queen d2 instead of rook e1? Maybe. Yeah, that could be. Thanks, man. Yeah, have a good one. All right, I'll just castle to start. Typically, if they give you space, it's good to take it. But queen b3 is a little annoying. I'm going to step off. And then f5. f6. So I'm looking at those squares. Okay. Push. Maybe e5. There's a give and take there for them. If they don't do that, e5 looks pretty good for me, I think. Yeah, I think e5 looks fine there. But yeah, knight takes. If knight g5 takes here, e5, knight g5. Takes, I lose my knight. I could go check and then take the knight, but then queen h5 is annoying. Knight g5. I guess I could just go bishop c8. Yeah, that's easy. So I was worried about this, but I think bishop c8, it covers both the threats there. So that's fine. Okay, the center is locked up, so let's drop that bishop back. g3. Yeah, I don't want to take that right now because it's not good for white to take. And rook g1's losing. King g2. I mean, could I start doing this? Maybe. Okay, h5. Try to improve my bishop. Maybe this too. That could work. Here, takes. Takes. Yeah, this is... I like this position. I do like it. I just got to be careful here. h4, bishop back. h3 takes here. Nah. here, 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 here. Okay, so I'm going to step off. Step off the file. They run, fair enough. And then here, here. Does pushing work? Takes. The pawn can't, I mean, the pawn taking is not good for them. Knight takes. That looks better for them, though. Okay. Maybe I'll have to fill in the bishop there. Fill in the bishop, start rerouting in some kind of way. Yeah, the positions like this are interesting, right? Because it's like, you know, it can be kind of hard deciding when to strike, when to just add a little pressure. I typically try to add pressure and just keep adding pressure until a tactic forms. But knight h4. Okay, this just looks fun. Bishop back, makes sense. F3 would have been too weakening. Too weakening. Takes, takes. That's fine. Bishop h6. I mean, that's an improving move, but there's a lot of tension on this area. Huh. Maybe queen e7? Takes, takes. I don't think knight flying in does much. So f3, yep, sure. Here, here. Do I get away with that? Probably not. Here. Here. No. Not quite. Okay, so I gotta run. Okay, good news for me, these are locked up now. I want to improve that bishop. My knight's very important to holding that pawn together. Maybe a pin? So, pinning that pawn. I'm not worried about this. Maybe I should be, but I'm just not, because then I'm up material. I take. They can't take. Well, they could, but this is interesting. Takes, takes. I guess I would just take, though. Queen e1. Okay, maybe I start to run now with my king. Rook over. when in doubt, just start running away, right? But I think we can keep the pressure up here. Okay. There's a lot going after that pawn. Rook h2, huh? I don't know what that does for white, to be honest with y'all. I don't know. But, okay. Oh, are they going for this? Is that the idea? No, I still take it. Okay. Maybe I triple up. I don't really like that my queen's in front. That's not ideal, but I don't have much of a choice. I guess I could have went queen h7 and then like did a triple battery ram thing, but that I don't know if I have time for that. This pawn has 4 defenders, 3 attackers, about to be 4 attackers, still not enough, especially with my queen leading the charge, but it's just pressure. That's all I'm trying to do, just put pressure on white. Although I do got to be mindful of that pawn. I don't know if I want to lose that guy, right? I could offer a trade at some point. This is a really nice bishop for me, and not their good bishop, their bad bishop because of these pawns, but it is a good defensive presence for them. I mean, this kind of stuff, taking and pushing, is not even a thought because of that bishop. Without that bishop there, maybe it is. I'm just talking through things here. I mean, it is hard for white. If they leave, I just win a pawn, so. Okay, g4. I don't think that works for them. Because I'm okay losing this. Check. The king can't take or its mate in a couple ways. Bishop here, I still check. King takes. Okay. Does checking help me to start? The king taking, I have mate. The bishop taking, how's that help me? I don't know. I don't know. So I'm going to take with the bishop. Well, my threat is, well, I have a couple threats probably. This is one of the threats. Because then it's a double check, and then if they take, it'd be mate. I could take with the queen. They block. They have pressure. If I take with the knight, I keep my threat alive. So sometimes the threat is stronger than the execution, guys. Keep the threats going. Now we have here, 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 no. Here, here. Here. Takes, here. That doesn't work either. I could take this. Check. No. Okay, do I just back up maybe? I mean, I'm up a pawn, right? Yeah, I'm up a pawn. That's a threat. Okay, check. Check. I mean, I'm up 3 points now, so Yeah, that was a interesting game. I think the attack just got to be too much for white. Especially once my king was out of dodge, and then I just kept trying to build up pressure. I didn't see a tactical strike in that spot, but okay. Play G3, they abort. Happens so much. Can't blame them though. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, guys. Okay, I played this guy earlier today. Did I win or lose? I won. Okay. Okay, so he played the hippo earlier today. Okay, I thought he was about to play the hippo against me. I was like, is this guy about to copy me? All right, B3. Okay, so they're going for a very aggressive setup with a focus on F4. At this point, guys, I just take my space. If you're going to give me the center, I'll take it. Sometimes I play knight D2. I might just play knight C3, though, because anytime I see F5, guys, I'm like, no, we're not doing that. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, castle out of there. F4 is solid. It kind of turns into a little bit of a Sicilian type of game. A little bit. All right. Yeah, that's right. F5, no, we're not doing that. I don't always play F4, but I got to keep an eye on it or play F4. But I usually don't play F4, but here I did. Yeah. They didn't take the full center, so. Okay, D4. That's pretty weakening for me. A3, queen, rook. I could just go rook here now, maybe. Because if I go there, I don't really want to go into that necessarily, so. Okay, and this also gets my rook off of that bishop. Because you don't know. You don't know what black's trying to cook up here. Do I like hippos? I think I do. I think I do. Yeah. I got plenty of them, you know what I mean? Just hanging out at the house. So, and I want a pet hippo. So, I don't know if a pet hippo is on the cards for me, but I do want one. Okay, D4. Here. I think I could push. I could do this, though. That might be a little more. Yeah, but A4 again. I guess I go up a pawn, though. I'm a sucker for going up a pawn, guys. I'm not going to lie. Okay. And my rook's on B1, too, so that's nice. E4. Interesting. Takes. I mean, I feel like I gotta take it. Here. That's annoying. I don't want a knight on D3. That's not fun. I feel like black has to be a little bit careful. I feel like E4 is a little bit wobbly if they take with the pawn. Okay, they take. So if I play king h2, that gets strengthened. That helps my bishop leave if it needs to. But I could play b4. Takes. We can c4 too, though. I could play g4. That's kind of crazy, but I kind of like it. Do they have a sack, though? Takes. Queen here to stop that. Knight in. Queen up. Okay. I think I'm okay if they sack. I think I'm okay there. G4. I mean, G5 is definitely on the table because I'm trying to weaken E4 there. Knight D4 is an idea. I'm just looking at moves that I could potentially play. F5 potentially. Knight G3 potentially. But that knight is loose if I leave it. Excuse me. D5. Okay, well, I don't want them taking, so we take. Do we run in there? D3 is weak. That's true. But I get some activity too. Huh. It's a little vulnerable. Maybe A4 could work. A4 and get that bishop strong. That knight is a pain, though. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Not gonna lie. That's a pain. Hard to argue with that. G. Or do I just kind of... Yeah, I do this. A4. They'll probably jump in and then bishop A3. I'm okay with that. Although I guess I don't have to take right now, right? What's the rush? I could offer a trade like this. They sack, though. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. We'll just get rid of it. What the heck? Get rid of it. Which one is best? I'm going to go E2. Play a little bit more reserved. I just got an email that I can buy tickets for the Olympics in a couple days. It's going to be in LA, which I live in LA. So, well, close to LA, right there. So, never been to the Olympics before. That should be fun. If I can get a ticket. I know it's like, it's hard to get a ticket. So, especially in LA. Whew. Any of y'all who've been in LA before, like, y'all know the traffic is not a joke. It ain't a game. It ain't a game. Here. I should probably start moving faster. F5. That's just so weakening to E5, though. I like F5, but I don't like that this is permanently weakened. But I might have to soon, just to start getting some counterplay going. Queen b6. Okay, fine. F5. Here, maybe? That's an idea. They could block it up, lock it up. Yeah, so g5. Knight e6. Takes, takes, takes. Takes? Okay. I feel like I got to play with some activity here, or else I'm just going to get slowly crushed. Like little solid bishop f6, knight c5, knight d3, blah, blah, blah. Because my bishop's totally locked out. I mean, if I can get d5, then that'd be great, but... Knight f6 is pretty passive for them. I feel like if they take, I take. Even material, weak, weak. I'm still looking at this. I suppose if I don't want to even offer up the trade for them, I could do this. It just doesn't come with a tempo. Queen b6. So we're doing it like that, huh? Okay, I'm okay with that. If they take me, my bishop improves. Okay, they don't take me. I'll take them. A5 takes, takes. The knight runs. That bishop's a monster, goodness. Oh, nice. Coming to LA? That's cool. I didn't see your comment on that. Yeah, that's sick. Nice. All right, bishop. That might be more active. But yeah, I'm just going to go this way. B3 is definitely weak. Maybe knight d7. Knight d7. Knight. Okay, never mind. That's a threat. Maybe I should start pushing those pawns. The knight is a tough piece when you have a bishop. Okay. 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 So that's covered. If knight f4, h4, h6, takes. The good news is these are locked on light squares. This is interesting. E3 is so annoying. I might have to sack my bishop and then go try to get that pawn. Problem is takes here, 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 here. If they don't go here, but if they do go here, here. Okay, well now it's just a draw. Right. I feel like black maybe had a win there if they find knight h3. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's a draw. Okay, so if I do see this, I was looking at this, and then the big question is, can the king... Yeah, I mean, I guess black does have to be pretty careful. Right? Okay. Okay, so we're doing a 3-pawn center maybe? Or just like a Grand Prix kind of thing? Okay, Grand Prix it is. A British Grand Prix. British Grand Prix, and that the bishop's on e7. I like throwing my knight into the mix there. Also gives me coverage on f4. Oh my gosh, draw an arrow. f4. We can fill in. f4 maybe. I've been playing f4 a lot today. Yeah, bishop back. That's not a threat right now because it takes. I could do that. I could also play e4. That's kind of wild, but pretty more aggressive approach. I guess that gets weakened though, so maybe not. Okay. Take that diagonal up. That could be a good move. Takes. No. That can sometimes work in the Hippo, but not here because they don't really have a center. This is definitely risky. I might regret this, but my idea is to keep this center pawn and push it and try to get an advantage in the center, use my bishop, and maybe start attacking black back. Okay, so yeah, they attack, we push. If they take, I got to take with the knight there so that I don't get forked. Don't want that happening. I think here, I guess I could do that. Here. Oh, I have an in-between move. Oh, okay. But they do have check. Yeah, I saw that right when I freaking moved. H. Okay, down the exchange, but we have this going for us. Queen f3. Yeah, that's not great. That's not great. What's great? What is great? Is anything great? They could take to c6. Makes sense. Takes, 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 takes. I get a pawn back, but then my pawns are atrocious. That's not good. I could push, but then they do that. I push. I mean, they're not going to take, though. They could take that. That's an easy solution for them. Takes. Takes. Yeah, this is just a bad position. I missed the check. And that, I mean, if this bishop wasn't here, I would honestly feel really good, but it is here. Okay, I guess we'll start with that. Okay. I mean, some cheap little discovery threats, right? Not hard to stop, though. Okay. That's not good. That's not good. Maybe that. Worth a try. Okay, so I at least get rid of that freaking bishop. About time. I could make a passer. I could also keep material on the board, which is usually what I do. I'm worried about this. I could go for that pawn. Yeah, I'm just going to try that. I got to play crazy here. Play crazy. I'm down material. Just try to complicate as much as I can. Takes. That's a good move. Takes. Knight c5 now. It's kind of gross. Takes. Queen e3. I mean, at least I have a passed pawn. That's about all I got. Sometimes you just got to count your blessings, you know. Queen. Okay. I can go attack that rook now, right? Attack the rook. Go there. I mean, they might do that, but... Just trying to play complicated. See if a tactic can land. I don't actually mind this. Here, 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 check. Rook takes first, check, boom, bishop d5. Okay, wait, so I'm going to take here. My idea is if rook over, I take. And then if rook take, I just keep taking all day long. When the rook finishes it off, I get the rook. Or, I mean, that's if they go here. Or if takes, check, mate. I don't know if you guys are seeing that, but yeah, that's the idea. Can black get out of it though? Is there a way for them out of this issue? What else do they have? I mean, you know the drill. Okay, so they're just, yeah, so they're giving me that back. Makes sense. I don't think I want to take with my knight, obviously. Oh, is this the idea? No. I'm still okay there. Pretty sure. If takes, I have check, so that's not going to work. That little in-betweener. So my queen's not defended, plus my queen's a queen. Okay, so now it's 2 minor pieces for a rook. I mean, can I win this pawn? Here, check, here. I don't think so. I'm just gonna take it. This is a very difficult position to win. Is it winning? Probably. That's fair. Reroute. Okay. If check. I just realized this is a draw. Shoot. So if I do that, that's a draw. Interesting. Because these can't win. blundered. Ah. Should have drew this. Dang. My bad, guys. Dang. I should have drew that. Just blundered. Probably pushed a little too hard for the win with that time control. Okay, here we go. Hippo or Tiger Modern. Okay, H6. All right, let's get back to 2,500. We got to get back to 25. Bishop E3. Yeah, that was... Yeah, I don't know if that was winning or not. The problem was my H-pawn. If he can sack the rook for the knight and the other pawn, it's a draw. Because your bishop has to match the corner color. Right? Okay. This right here is all theory, by the way, guys. All this is theory for those of you that play the Hippo. I'm going to be covering this in my advanced Hippo course, this kind of idea. Knight f5 is really the big move you got to be worried about, but my bishop is still here. So, bishop goes back, take, 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 queen f6. It's very complicated, though. Very complicated position. I think it's about even, according to the engine. Yeah. And then sometimes you get queen g5 ideas, too, but I think in this line, that's basically what we're looking at. And that's why keeping this knight on g8 can be helpful. At least for a while. Okay, rook b8. Yeah, if check here. No. If check. I need to touch up on this line. Knight d5. Okay, so here I block. Yeah, block. Save my rook. Yeah, they don't want me sacking there and then winning their rook. So queen a5. Maybe queen g5. That looks fun. This tends to be a really weak square. Rook h3 doesn't cover that. Let's throw our knight out. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. Right? Doing that kind of thing. Does sacking the rook work? Takes. No. That doesn't work. Okay. It's interesting. check. Takes, check. Yeah. That's not great. I like this position. It's very complicated, obviously. Very weak for the king. King e7 maybe? Is that too slow? That might be too slow. Here. That's an idea for them. Do I castle out of this? Okay, I'm gonna castle. Obviously, neither king is feeling, you know, as safe as they would like to. Bishop f3. Now the sack doesn't work because the bishop protects. I could go for this. Takes. d5, no. Bishop g4. Maybe. Maybe bishop g4. I think they have to play knight e2. And then I run. Yeah, so this is a crazy line, guys, where you try to play the hippo, but they just try to maul you, and then you get that center sack and fork those two pieces. Okay. And we'll be going over that line in depth in the advanced course available for pre-order. But yeah, it's very complicated. I got a tournament game where I had that kind of line, and I ended up winning it. Not perfect game. At one point I think white was about +2, and I was black, so that's not good, but I managed to finagle out a win. Here. That is weak. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna do it. I wanted to do this, but I didn't like queen takes d6, supported by their rook. Takes, the knight covers c1. So really the idea here is they take and then I fly in, and then there's no queen trade there. If the rook takes, I can take. Wait, takes. Well, I guess I could also go with this. That's also a candidate move. Yeah, I just saw that too. That's an interesting move. Queen. Rook flies in. Rook flies in looks interesting. Okay, let's try that. Rook flies in. We have that well covered. Yeah, it's just because the chat, and I have a different monitor over here. So the chat's over here. I'm playing here. Yeah, that's why. And I get a delay for the chat too, so I'm not seeing your guys' chats right when well, let me re-say that. I am seeing, how do I say this? There's a delay. There's a delay in the stream. So it's not quite live. That way, by the time I see a comment, I'm already past that point in the game. Yeah, this is a crazy position. I mean, yeah. Rook h4. So that's the threat. Does that work? Takes. So I'm eyeing up this rook. Takes. Even material, technically. But of course they're going to have 3 pawns for the exchange, which is scary, but their king's also not safe. I mean, they got to take, right? I don't see what else they could do. I think that's it. I don't think that knight jumping in is good for them. Okay, even material, but then they do that. Rook here? Let's see how they respond to this. The threat is check, takes, check, king up, check, king over, check, king over. I mean, that has to be working, right? Check, king up. Wait, check, 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 check. Maybe they get away. Okay, queen d3. Check. Takes. Check. Okay, now if the king runs, I have that. But then king e3. But then check, and then rook. Okay, so that's fine. Check, takes. Takes. Here, here, here. Here, here. I suppose I could just take my little pawn there. Check. 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 I mean, the best I have there is a perpetual, so... If the best I have is a perpetual, I might as well keep the heat on, right? Takes. I run. They go back. I take. That looks fine to me. I could also go here. No, because then I lose my rook. Okay, takes. That is losing. So I don't want to get forked. Queen runs back. Oh, nothing to be sorry about, man. You're good. Nothing to be sorry about. Queen d3. Rook takes. Okay, now I'm up material. I'm up the exchange, down a pawn. Playing against a knight is so hard. Ugh. I'm like, is there a way to get one more pawn out of this? I don't think so. I could go there, I guess. Maybe those pawns are a little overextended. That's the hope. Keep my rook far away so I don't get forked. King up. That is a very risky move. Check. Check. Check again. Check again. Here, 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 here. I thought that worked, but I don't think it does. Maybe if I go there. No, check. Anyways. Okay, queen d3. Threatening mate. Dang, close one, guys. Just not quite. Okay. I'm going to look over this one real quick because this was very interesting. Okay, so this is the line here. So this was good. This was all good. That's funny. So I played some good moves here. So this is winning. Okay, that's good to know. So I got to memorize this line, and then I got to add rook g8. They block it. What next? Makes sense. Threatening mate. Oh, that's kind of simple once I... Okay, now this is not simple. Okay, and then the king's cooked. Interesting. So at the end of all this, queen f6, rook b8, block, rook c8. They got to go there, or else I'm winning. Queen g5, throw in the check, knight f6, and then rook g8 with this idea. If bishop f3, what do we have? Well, yeah, just mate. Okay. So I'm threatening two mates, three mates. So they got to take my knight. I fly in. And then... Okay, good to know. All right, let's do one more. Play one more game. Actually, you know what? We're going to mix it up here. We're going to do some bullet chess. Okay, I know not everybody is into bullet, but just a little bullet to finish out the day. Okay, so we're going to go bishop in, pawn up, h3, nope. Okay. Okay, we're in our hippo, a4, f, oh, that's a mouse slip, f4, castling. It's interesting. You take that guy, push in the center. Maybe there. That's weak. Target it again. Add pressure. Bishop back. If takes, I have takes. I mean, mean, the queen's pinned, so that's fine. Queen's pinned. Check, right? Okay, good. Let's see. Okay. Just do a couple more of these. Finish out the day. Thank you guys, those of you that watched today's stream. Appreciate y'all. Not my best day, honestly, but appreciate y'all. And yeah, it's been fun. Okay, A6, B5, playing a tiger here. Tuck the knight, double threat. Nope. C5 if they take. Okay, they didn't. I can't take that. Okay. Okay, that is true. I will give you that. That's fine. No. Check. Check. It's kind of wild. Bishop. Okay. Oh. What is going on here? C5. Sure. We'll take that. We'll throw in a check. That's cool. That's cool with us. We'll throw in another check. Okay, G6. Tuck the bishop. Play another tiger. Nope. Ah, knight D7. I don't know if that's necessary, but we'll do it anyways to help support C5, right? Okay, we'll play C5 anyways. We'll take knight F6. Okay. That is a good move. I will admit it, brother. Shoot. This is not good. Oh. Okay, it's bullet, you know what I'm saying? We're still in this. Just gotta survive. Just gotta survive. Check. Where's the king gonna go? It runs. If this was a bishop, I'd win, but it's not. Rook over, queen over. Ah. Okay, fair enough. All right, let's throw in an E4 line, knight C3. Okay, Dunce Pale and a Gambit. Those of you who haven't heard of this, Okay, f3, bishop g5. Okay, that was just a blunder on my part because they did that. Okay, d4. Nope. I mean, hey, same to you, Jonathan. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Rook e1. I mean, I'm just... That diagonal would be good to take advantage of. Right? And then I get c5 out of it. I have that queen. Knight b5, trying to break open the file. Check Arunski, queen, check, check, pawn. 2 knights though? 2 knights is tough. 2 knights is, oh, like I said, 2 knights is tough. Trying to get that knight to, okay, fine. Here. I mean, doesn't that give me the rook? I think that gives me the rook. And then I have check, I guess. Check. Yeah, this is bad. Check. The pain. Okay, kick the bishop back. G5. Push this guy. Push this guy. Okay, fair enough. Why are they always going queenside on me, man? I mean, yeah, knight takes, check, boom. That's gotta work, right? That's gotta work. Okay, I'm up 4 points, but I'm getting attacked. Huh. Queen g7. All right, I'm just gonna try to trade down. AKA gets rid of some stuff. Knight f3 was a threat there. Got rid of that. Check. Rook in. I mean... Okay, rook back. Pin? Yeah? Okay, never mind. Boom. Okay, got another game here. In the queue. Oh. What opening was that? I don't know. Rook b8. h6. Castle. Develop. Develop. I want that bishop. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, the knight is... That's fine. Oh, that's not fine. Brick. Okay, I'm down a pawn, up 7 seconds. Now I'm down 2 pawns. That's great. Love that. Now I'm down 3 pawns. Love that. Now I'm down just a million pawns. That's awesome. Oh, they have check. Yikes. I don't have stalemating cheese here. Let's see if he'll mess up. Okay, never mind. Okay, last game for the day, guys. We'll finish off with the hippo. We'll hippo this one. Pawn up, knight tuck, a6, b5, push. Okay, I'm gonna go for c4 now. Yeah, that's fine. I'll give you that. Because I get an a file out of it, right? Okay, knight a6. Queen a5, just adding pressure. Bishop back. Pawn on king over. Yeah. Knight back. Oh. Okay, never mind to that. This is the last game for the day. Can't end on hanging a queen. That is not ideal. What the heck? Is this guy gonna move? Or I mean, am I gonna get a game? Let's see, man. Come on. Alright, here we go. Final game, playing the hippo. Playing the hippo. Thanks for the pawn. I'm running back home. Rook to the side. Castle. Push the pawn. Okay, now I'm wiping out half of the 5th rank. I could push that knight back. Take my time with it. a4, they might sack. They don't. Queen f3. Bishop's trapped. Bishop's not trapped. Trade. I'll give a... Oh, they didn't want a pawn. Okay. I was going to give a pawn, bro. Bishop f4. Okay, bishop h3 is definitely something I want to... Hold up. Don't want that queen coming back into the game. Yeah, why not? Why not? Come on. Gotta play aggressively here. Looking at h7. Mate and 2. I think I just have mate and 2 now. Alright guys, hey. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out today, and I will see y'all.